Bill Withers, Ain't No Sunshine on the Ukulele. Let's get started. The first section is going to use 3 chords. Let's start out with the first chord, A minor. The A minor, I'm going to start one string, the G string, one at a time up to the A string. The G string is going to be open. The C string will be the middle finger on the 4th fret. The E string will be the ring finger on the 5th fret. And the A string will be the 3rd finger. The index finger on the 3rd fret. So you get this cool little A minor. Now, what I'm really doing here is I'm isolating some of the strings, so we're not going to play all 4, but I still want that shape. So the shape is going to actually start over here on the E string, and I'm going to pluck that one by itself with the index finger. That's our first beat. The second beat, or the up of the first beat, is going to be the thumb on the C string and the index again, this time on the A string at the same exact time. So I've prepared the A minor with the left hand. I don't do anything there, and I get 2 little different sounds out of it. 1, 2. Notice how I'm getting the first string, just this one by itself, the E, and then I'm hitting the A and the C at the same exact time. If I do that 2 times, I've got the first 2 beats. 1 and 2 and. The next part is I'm going down to an E minor. So the easiest transition for me is to think about the index, because that's going to be the same kind of note. The index that's on the 3rd fret is just going to go down on the same string to the 2nd fret. So I'm going to use that as a little pivot. Then from here, I'm just going to readjust the fingers. So let me show you one string at a time. The G string is open. The C string, that one is going to be the 4th fret with the ring finger. The middle finger will be on the 3rd fret of the E string. And the index that does that little pivot on top is the 2nd fret. So you get that cool E minor sound. But like I said, I'm not going to hit all 4 of the strings. I am going to now start on the C string. That's my bass note for 1 beat. And then my thumb is going to hit the E string again, this time with the index at the same exact time. And I get the and of 3. And I only do that once. So this little E minor will be bass and then top 2 voices. So in context, the A minor is twice. I switch to the E minor, and I only hit it once. The 3rd chord, I like to keep common tones. So the index is going to stay the same, the middle is going to stay the same, and I find that if I keep the ring finger, even though I'm not going to use it, on the same fret, that's just less movement. What I'm really going to do is add the pinky to the 5th fret of the C string right there, sneak attack. So one more time, low to high. This one is going to be open. The 5th fret on the C string will be the pinky. The 3rd fret will be the middle finger. And the 2nd fret on the top A string will be the index. So we're going to get a cool little G7 there. And you can strum it with the thumb, bass, and then the next 3. Or you can strum it with the thumb here, and then the next 3, thumb, index, and middle. And that's just another beat. So a lot of effort for 1 beat, but there it is. So to recap, the A minor is twice, the E minor is 1 beat, and the G7 is 1 beat. In context, will sound something like this. So smooth. The next part is going to look a little bit tricky. Might not have seen something like this, and it's not quite universal with those X's. Let me talk about that in a second. The first beat is going to be the A minor again. So I'm going back to that very first chord, and we've already established that it's just 1 note and then the top and the bottom voice at the same exact time. Just like before, that's the E string and the A and the C at the same exact time. Now these X's, I'm going to tap the ukulele with the flesh of my tips on my right hand. I'm not really going to hit it loud enough to replace the drummer or do anything like that. I just want to tap it to have kind of a pulse there, rhythm. And that's going to be 3 hits on the 2nd beat, the 3rd beat, and the 4th beat. So if I just do the first beat with those X's, it'll be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. The idea here is the upbeats, I'm going to use my index and I'm going to create maybe like a lazy upstroke. I don't want this to be loud. I'm just going to kind of have that little echo, right? Because what's really going on this measure is the voice, the words. So it's kind of a cool little call and response. The first measure is all about the instrument. Then he starts singing right there. So I'm doing this more for a pulse, and I'm just a little bit softer, you know, maybe a piano if you think about it. So the first two measures will sound something like this. Nice. And you do it twice in the song, at least the first time. Let's try it twice. Second time. All right. All right, let's talk about that second section. The second section is going to be two chords, an E minor 7 and a D minor 7. Let's do the E minor 7 first. The E minor 7 is going to start out with the 4th fret on the middle finger of the G string. The C string will be the ring finger on the 4th fret as well. The E string will be the 3rd fret with the index finger. And the A string will be the pinky on the top voice, 5th fret. So if we think about that in context, we have a cool little E minor in the bottom 3 voices. And then the D pitch, which is the 5th fret, right there. Put that in context, and you get a cool little E minor 7. If we do that same exact shape down 2 frets, a whole step, we have the D minor 7. And that's all this little section is, this cool E minor 7 here to D minor 7 over here. Aw, so nice. But we still have that character, right, of this kind of bass on the solitary voice and then a chord accompaniment. So if I play the E minor 7, it's going to be the index on the C string. I'm just going to pluck that by itself. Let me get that a little cleaner. There it is. And then the thumb, the middle, and the ring, I like to have a dedicated voice on top, is going to pluck at the same exact time the G string, the E string, and the A string. So if I have the E as my voice, the C as my voice, it'll be something like this. C, 2, 3, 4. And that upstroke, or that upbeat, will be something like this. Put it together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And I'm going to do that same exact thing down a whole step over here, but let me reinforce that chord. It's going to be the 2nd fret, 2nd finger. The next one, the C string, will be the 3rd, the 3rd finger on the 2nd fret. The index on the 1st fret of the E string, and the pinky on the top voice, 3rd fret. So you can have that one right there. Same concept, C string, and then the G, the E, and the A at the same time for the upbeat. 4 beats will sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me put them both together. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And that's it. That's that whole B section. They go back to the A section, and you have the whole. All right, let's put it in the first form. So I'm going to play the A section, the first part, 2 times. I'm going to go to that B section just 1 time, and then I'm going to repeat back to that first section 1 time. You do that, and you have the whole first little phrase. 3, 4. Second time. Now I'm going to switch to the B section. And then repeat back to that first section. That's pretty much the whole song. Have fun with it, learn the form, and of course, play along as much as possible. Enjoy. Bill Withers.